Welcome back to my next playthrough series. This time we're going to be looking at the Dresden Files cooperative card game. I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough, which means I'll be using 3 characters, and you must always use Harry Dresden. So yes, I'm going to be doing a playthrough with a card game with a wizard named Harry, but not the one you expected. Alright, we're going to be doing Stormfront. That is the first game that comes with the game, we have this showdown card here, which is different for each one of the different books in the series. I've read a bunch of the Dresden books a long time ago. Don't really remember a heck of a lot about them, but we will see the stuff coming up in the game. So this goes into the showdown section of the game board here. We also have a deck of 12 cards, which have to do with Stormfront. And so we're going to give them a shuffle, and they get randomly placed out. And we will just do that here and see what we get. So we have a villain, we have a mystery to solve, another villain, wow, another mystery, ooh, and we have an obstacle, which can't be there. We have a mystery, we have an advantage, a giant scorpion, we have another advantage card, another obstacle, and who is the Shadowman case. So green are cases, red are villains, the purple ones are advantages, and these are obstacles. Obstacles and advantages cannot be in space number 6, so we will take these two and swap them. That's how this is supposed to work. There are also dice in the game. They're the same. We have blue and we have red. They have 2 negative symbols on them, 2 positives and 2 blanks, and they will come into effect when we roll dice based on certain effects, as you will see. I'm not going to really go over the rules. I'm going to try to do that as we play. I'm just going to quickly do a setup. So this is what our board looks like. I'm doing the easiest level, which means all of our fate tokens start here. If you want to do a harder level, some of the fate tokens will start in the fate spent already. But because I'm pretty new at this game and pretty terrible at it, I will do it on easy mode. Alright, we're going to look at our 3 characters and their starting cards. We're going to get 6 cards each from a 10-card deck. They each have a talent and a stunt as well, so we'll take a look at that. Alright, so I'm just kind of going to lay it out this way. So we have to play with Harry Dresden. This is his 10-card deck. We're going to be shuffling it and dealing out 6 cards here in a minute, which we'll have a quick look at. We're going to look at his talent. And his talent is, when you discard for fate points, you'll see how this works as we play the game, you may move 1 obstacle or advantage card forward 1 or backward 1 space in either row. So that's kind of his ongoing talent. And he also has a stunt, which can be used once. It says, on your turn, flip this card over to add 4 hits to any one foe that will be defeated by 1 to 4 hits. So that's a very powerful stunt of his. And now we have his 10 cards. So I'm just going to give these a bit of a shuffle. In a solo game, we're only going to be dealing out 6 of them. The glare isn't too bad here. And first card is Consult with Bob. So this will make sense as we play the game. I'm not going to explain each of the cards at the moment. So basically we have an Investigate card. We have an Overcome an Obstacle card. That's his 2nd card. His 3rd one. You can look at these if you want by pausing it. He has Fuego Attack card. So far he's got a good mix. And he has Take Advantage card. Alright, pretty cool. And he has another Fight Attack card for Zare. And the last card, that was his 5th card from his shuffle deck, is another attack card. Wow, we may be knocking out a bunch of villains in this playthrough. And yes, I will explain how you win the game once we get things set up. So that's basically Harry Dresden. Next up, we're going to look at Karen Murphy, which I have drawn as randomly as our 2nd character. And so I'm just going to readjust the camera slightly and we'll take a look at Karen. Alright, so here we have Karen. She is, of course, the detective, and it says when you discard for fate points, add 1 clue to the case at the longest range. So that's her ongoing sort of talent. Her stunt, As your turn, flip this card over to collect 1 fate point for each foe with hits, and each case with clues on it. So we can get a huge pile of fate points back, and we spend fate points, of course, to play cards. And again, I'll explain all this as we kind of play the game. Alright, so we're shuffling, and we're going to have 6 cards for her, so she gets an attack card. And again, I'll explain the cards and decisions I make as we go. She has an overcome obstacle card. And you can see these fate points here. If you cash a card in for fate points, you get that many points back. If you use the card for what it's intended for, you pay that in fate points. So that's how that works. An investigate card, another good mix of cards coming up. Take advantage card. All right. What else do we have? Another investigate card. So it looks like Harry's going to be laying the beat downs, and she'll be overcoming obstacles and doing a bunch of investigating. All right, and we're going to put the other 4 cards away. The cards don't necessarily get drawn in the game. There's certain effects and stuff which will allow you to draw extra cards. But these are going to be kind of the cards we're dealt that we have to deal with to try to overcome the game. All right, last up, Sanya. And then we're going to do a turn of the game. All right, so down here at the bottom we have Sanya, the agnostic knight. All right, so we take a look at his talent. It says when you discard for fate points, you collect 1 fate point. So we get an extra fate point whenever he discards a card for fate points, which is going to be necessary if we want to use our cards. And his stunt is Hand of Hope. On your turn, flip this card over and add 3 clues to any one case that currently has no clues on it, and move it to range 1 in its row. So you can basically just move one of our cases right to the beginning. And we're going to shuffle up for him a little bit, and we will see what we get. So an investigate, well, that's good. Investigate card, we have another overcome. Wow, we have so many overcome obstacle cards. That's okay, we can cash them in for fate points. We have a take advantage card. All right. And I should mention here there's a range on most of these cards. We have an attack card. It's good for beating up bad guys. Another investigate card. And the last card for him of the 6 cards, another attack card. Wow, okay. And, as promised, I will now explain how we're supposed to win the game. So go back to the main board. We'll take a little bit closer look at some of the cards and basically how to win. All right, so kind of zoomed in a little bit here. I'm not going to pick each card up. I think you'll probably be able to read it here. So how do we win? Well, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 villains on the board. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 cases on the board. What we want to do to win the game is we want to have solved more cases than villains left on this board. And when we solve a case, we put that many clues on it. It goes up into the solved cases area, and that's how we solve cases. So basically, we need to have more cases solved than villains left on the board. It's just as basic as that. There is a final showdown, though, if you haven't accomplished that, which means you get to either try to knock out another villain to give you the win or solve another case to give you the win, if that happens to be what happens. Certain cards trigger off other cards. Like this one here says something from card A points to it. So it says when solved, active player must discard an attack. Well, this A card says when defeated, remove 2 clues from is Marcone involved. So this card A ties to this one A. Likewise, this B card here, when taken, active player draws a card and immediately takes another turn, you may move Kazakh Demon to the furthest range. So we can move him off somewhere, everything else will slide down. So you can see B points to B, and we have B here. Until solved, cannot add hits to the Kazakh Demon. All right, so we got to solve this case before we can put damage on this guy. Just things tie together, and this has a C effect. So when solved, add 3 clues to who is the Shadowman. So when this is solved, we add 3 clues to here. So you can see how the letters tie back and forth. And we have a couple of nasty obstacles, and they're really far down the row. So this could be brutal. Take a quick look at them. Until this obstacle is overcome, all attacks cost +1 fate. So the fate number on our attack cards has to be +1 to be able to do an attack until we get rid of this obstacle. This one is until the obstacle is overcome. Any blank roll becomes a negative on all dice rolls. So if you roll a blank on here, it's a negative. So basically, if you roll you have a 4 in 6 chance of getting a negative effect, unless we get rid of this obstacle. Our advantage cards, we have 1 in distance 2 here. When taken, active player draws a card that immediately takes another turn. You may move him to the farthest. We've already read that one. And then this is the Beer at Max. When taken, active player draws a card and distributes 2 card draws among other players. So this allows us to draw more cards. Lots of talking. Up first is going to be Harry Dresden. And I think we're going to do one sort of turn here. By turn, I mean we're going to do Harry, then we're going to do Murphy, and then Sanya, and that will be constituted one turn. How the game works is you just keep cycling through and cycling through and cycling through, spending the fate points here, or getting them back by ditching cards to try to, like I said, solve more cases than we have villains left. So, how am I going to do it? I think what I'm going to do is pick up Harry's cards, kind of have them here. We'll look through them and see what he wants to do. So I'll do that for each of the characters, and that's how we'll play the game. All right, so it's Harry's turn, and of course, these are Harry's cards. Now, we have range at the bottom here. Like, this is an infinite range. This is only in range 1. What that means is you've got, like it says here, range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's where these cards can be played. And they cost certain amounts of fate. So, for this one, for instance, if we want to add 2 hits at range 1, well, we cannot add any hits to this guy until we have gotten rid of, where is B? Until we have done, till we've defeated the one card that says you can't attack this guy until you've overcome this card. Here it is. Until solved, cannot add hits to Kazakh Demon. So this B goes to this B as well as that one. So we can't add hits to him, but we do have a range 3, which does 4 plus whatever hits, and an infinite range, which does 4. And there's no use using Harry's stunt right now because he can't use it. It does 1 to 4 damage to a demon that could be defeated. So I think maybe we'll start looking at trying to solve some of the clues. But let me just turn the camera off because I want to take a look a little more closely. You can probably see the stuff here yourself. And I'll come back and make a decision as to what Harry wants to do. Okay, so the card I've decided that Harry's going to use is the Rifletum. Oh my god, I can't even talk here. Not easy to say. So this has a range of 2 and it's take 1 advantage. So this advantage card is 1/2 away, so we can do it. However, it's going to cost a certain amount of fate. It's going to cost 2 plus 1 die roll. What's nice now is while this card is here, this obstacle, any blanks or negatives, any blanks are going to be a -1. So instead of costing 2 fate, it's possible this card will only cost us 1 fate. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play that. And we're going to roll a die. So I guess for Harry, we'll roll a blue one. And he rolls a blank, which is excellent because of this obstacle card. This is only going to cost us 1 fate to play. So we spend 1 fate, we push it over here, and we take advantage of this card. This is going to be discarded now from Harry's 6 cards that he has out. So let's take a look at this card. What just happened here? When taken, active player draws a card. So Harry gets to draw a card. So he draws a card. And he gets, he gets to take advantage card again. All right, exactly the same one, which I just discarded. He has 2 in his deck. Then immediately takes another turn. You may move Kazakh Demon to the farthest range. So that is basically a discarded card. We're going to move the Kazakh Demon to the farthest. So all of these guys are going to slide down, which brings our obstacle a little bit closer. Obstacles are bad in this game. And all of these cards will also slide down. Harry now gets to take another turn. And so we just did look at his card. I'm going to have to think again and come back and we'll have Harry take another turn. Right. So I think Harry is going to do an investigate card. This is going to cost 4 fate though. So we're going to move 4 fate tokens from our pool over to the spent. And the clues this is infinite range. It says add 2 clues to all cases in 1 row. And so we are going to add 2 clues, as we discard that, to all cases in 1 row. And we're going to add 2 onto this one. And again, maybe strategically I'm a horrible player. Please don't judge me. We'll see what happens. And 2 to this one. So this is our row. We've added 2 to Ismar Cone involved, and Victor is missing. Okay, that was Harry's basically second turn because he took advantage. Up next will be Murphy, so we'll have a look at her cards, and then we'll decide what we want to do with it. Alright, so we're going to take a look at Murphy's cards. She has In the Know, which I think we're going to play because, again, we get to roll 2 dice and subtract it from 3 fate, so this might be a very efficient way of using this one. She has Deadeye Shot, range of 3. Has to roll 2 dice, though, which could be a negative effect, which is not good. She has More Investigate, costing 4. And if you solve the case, you draw a card. So you have to look at all these cards pretty carefully. Take advantage, range 1. We don't have obstacles that close. Obstacles. We can't overcome our obstacles are all at range 4. Take advantage. This one could work if we roll a positive, but it's taken a pretty big chance that it's not going to work because of the way the obstacles are set up. Another obstacle, 3 range. Unfortunately, our obstacles are all at 4 range, so I think she is going to play this card right now, and it is In the Know, Investigate. So it's going to cost 3 fate, but we have to roll 2 dice. So let's hope we get a good roll on the dice. By that I mean negatives. Oh, man! Oh, okay, that's horrid luck. That is horrid luck. So that's going to cost 5 fate to play this card. Oh, that just killed us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That only leaves 3 fate in our pool. But we do get to put 2 clues on any investigate or any case within range of 3. Oh man, that's painful. So we're going to put 2 more clues on Ismar Cone involved. The first one. Wow, that was the odds were not good that was going to happen. But hey, dice hate me. All right. Okay, that was Murphy's turn. Up next, we're going to take a look at Sanya. Let's take a look at Sanya, keeping in mind that if he cashes a card in for fate points, he gets +1. That's his talent. And he also has his stunt, which I'm contemplating playing. Well, he has an attack. Now, the thing is, we only have 3 fate tokens in the pool to spend, so we can't use this card, or this card, or this card. So really, the only 2 cards that we have an option of all of playing, if we want to, is Timely Advice, 2 clues, range 2, or the Take Advantage card, but it only has a range of 1. There's no advantages within range 1. So this really is his only card that we can play. If we decide to play it, it could put 2 clues on any investigation case within range 2. So we could put 2 more clues on this one. Oh man, this is tough. This is a brutal, brain-burning game. Well, it is for me, trying to figure out what to do. And I think, oh man, maybe we should play this one while we still have that negative obstacle out there. I think, yeah, we're going to go ahead and play this card. And we're going to roll a die and hope we don't get that horrid luck we had with Murphy. All right, we roll. Basically, this is a negative because of this obstacle card. So this is only going to cost 1 fate to play, and we can add 2 clues to any case within range 2. And I think we're going to put, if we put 2 clues here, we only need 1 more to solve it. And is that going to be a good thing? Yeah, I think that's a good thing. We're going to put, actually no, we're going to put the 2 clues onto this case because we want to maximize our cards and not overpay to solve cases if we can help it. So this one's got 4 on it. This one's got 2 on it. We still have the 2 obstacles out. And we have 2 on this one. So I don't know if I'm playing well or not. You'll have to let me know. Like I said, this is a bit of a puzzly game. You've got to puzzle out how and when to play your cards. But I'm going to leave off the episode here because we did kind of the setup and we've done a turn. I'll probably get 2 turns an episode done, which means the series might last 3-4 videos, that kind of thing. So thanks so much for watching along. This is Dresden Files Cooperative Card Game. It's not a deck builder per se or anything. It's kind of, each character has 10 cards. They draw 6 on a solo game, 7 if you're doing a 3-player game with 3 different people playing around the table. So once again, thanks so much for watching along. We're giving this one a shot. I quite like it. It's puzzly, but It's not impossible to beat, but it's a pretty tough and usually comes down to the wire. I've only played it a few times, so we'll see. So thanks so much for your comments, your subscriptions, your likes. I really appreciate it. This is Dresden Files Cooperative Card Game. So thanks so much for watching along, and we'll see you in the next episode.